Every word of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is measured and a clear warning to a radical Islamist state sponsor of terror, Pakistan. It's at its own risk that Pakistan or those who back Pakistan will take the Prime Minister's words lightly. Joining me on this India First special discussion is Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon, former Director General of India's Defence Intelligence Agencies. He's also commanded the Kashmir Corps. With me is Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, former Consul General to Pakistan, was at Karachi, was also our ambassador to Italy. And Dr. Shalini Chawla is a distinguished fellow at the Centre for Air Pass Studies. And General Dhillon, I want to understand from you first the Prime Minister's words. Shehbaz Sharif's confession today, but the Prime Minister's words where he said, 1, this is the new normal. 2, there is no difference between terrorists and terror sponsors. Is he now equating, if there's a terror attack, Shehbaz Sharif government, General Asim Munir and his establishment will be held as accountable as Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, no distinction?
Gaurav, good evening and good evening to the fellow panelists and your viewers. What Prime Minister sort of, elaborated on the day when he gave address to the nation, parts of it, which you just played out. This is in the simplest term, the national counter-terrorism doctrine. Prime Minister laid out the national counter-terror doctrine in the simplest of the words, which will be understood by everyone in India and in Pakistan and abroad. He has minced no words. He has said nothing out of bravado type of a thing. And every word he said was proved on ground in those 3 days of skirmish or 3.5 days of skirmish.
Yes. There is no
never in the world,
Go on, sir.
Never
yes,
in
sir.
the world,
Go on,
never
sir.
in the world it has happened that 2 nuclear states going for a conflict, and within 3 days,
yes,
the Air Force and air defense of one nuclear power is absolutely grounded, and the other nuclear power could strike at will with the targets, the timings, the weapon systems, and the type of destruction we wanted. It has never happened between the 2 nuclear powers in the history till date. And 3 days flat.
Absolutely. ये भारत की शक्ति है. This is India's strength that the world is probably grappling with, coming to terms with. And Ambassador Dogra, the manner in which the precision strikes were carried out, India can strike at will across Pakistan. The fact that Rawalpindi can be hit, Lahore can be hit, Karachi can be hit, Sargodha can be hit, Muridke and Bahawalpur can be hit, Skardu and Malir cantonment can be hit. It just goes on to show no part of Pakistan is safe. Once India decides terror and terror sponsors have to be punished, no Pakistan and no Pakistan's Chinese uncle can protect them.
Gaurav, there's another dimension to it, which I don't think has been looked into as carefully or with as much attention as it deserves. Indian reaction to Pakistani provocation invited naturally a response, an effective response, targeted and within the area of 1 meter, I believe,
That's
the
right.
missiles landed. And it was all over in 3 days. But there is another dimension to it, which I mentioned, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Israel-Gaza conflict. They have been dragging on for years together. Now, Israel is 100 times more powerful than Hamas. Russia is many times more powerful than Ukraine, even though Ukraine is backed by the West. But the fact is that there was something to Indian planning, to Indian defense establishment and Indian officers of all the 3 wings that resulted in such quick results, which resulted in such decisive attack on Pakistani targets, whether they were terrorist targets or air bases, that Pakistan was shaken up to its core. So that sees something. And that is why I deliberately made this comparison that look, what is happening in other conflict zones?